Go. Oh my gosh. Hey girl, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Rock That Fitness with Anna Rockstar. And we have Coach Abby in our episode today. And today we are going to dive into some very common mistakes that people make when it comes to gym etiquette. And so, we do this also as beginners in the gym. We may be making these mistakes. So, we're going to have a great time talking about these things. And so, let's dive in. Hey, Coach Abby, how's it going today, girl? How's it going?
Hello, everybody. It's Anna.
Still getting used to this
I
video
know.
YouTube thing. It's weird, the transition. I don't quite have it down yet, but
Yeah.
we just
I
do
know.
it. We
I
go
have
with
to
the
be
flow.
mindful of I'll play with my pen or I'll just take
You're
a
on
drink
video.
of water. Now it's like, oh, I'm on. I got to be on here.
You're on,
So,
girl.
I'm on. No,
You're
it's
on.
going good. It's going good. Let's see, it's first day of the month today. It won't be when this comes out, but
Yeah.
summer
Thursday.
is coming to a fast, end here for
Right?
too long.
I know. And I was thinking one of my goals this summer was to spend more time out enjoying summer, doing summery things. And I'm going to say I've done some, but not nearly as much as I wanted to. So, yeah. I'm just guilty as charged. And I think I dragged you along too because we're doing a lot of work. It's the first time we did a summer launch for a 6-week challenge, but I'm not going to apologize because you and I are we're like the same. We're both into it.
I mean, we're not scared.
We actually love this.
New things
We love it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have a hard time having fun.
Because work is fun.
Because it is fun, but you do understand the value of, you do have to have other things in your life.
Yeah, right.
And
we do.
So I actually have had some fun this week. My husband also, he must hear me talking about having more fun because he literally came home the other night and I was like, did I talk about this with him? Like, it was so bizarre. He's like, he starts writing on the fridge with dry erase markers. We have like a big calendar thing on there. And he starts writing kayaking, golf, beach. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I thought about it and I just schedule. He's like, I have all these things I have to do, work related and projects. He's like, I never schedule fun of things that I know that I like. We have all this stuff available and all these fun things that I just don't do anymore. And because I don't make them a priority. And I was like, what? Have you been listening to me?
Goodness.
I'm like, I can't. I feel
funny.
like maybe we had the conversation, but he's right. So it's like, really, what brings you joy and what we do? Like, why can't we schedule that stuff in? We should.
Absolutely. We ought to. So, I think we need to do that. Every one of us needs to schedule that in. We need to schedule our fun in, just like we need to schedule our workouts, our training in. We need to schedule preparation for food. It's funny. That's not going to be our episode topic, but that's a big topic because
it could be a topic at some point.
Yeah, because I think about this sometimes, like, because I work quote unquote from home. I mean, not really from home, but I am in charge of my own schedule and how I do my tasks and what I do day to day. And so I think sometimes, especially on social media, I think people view, because I post fun things and things I'm doing. And I think there's this idea probably like Anna just plays all day.
Yeah.
Right, And so I'm thinking I'm walking Fiji in the mornings and I'm like going, it's so funny because I think that there is this perception, but you know what? I schedule that. I schedule those walks with her. I schedule whatever. I schedule my pool time. I schedule my beach time. And that's how it gets done because I am able to do my work in blocks of time throughout the week daily. And I do actually have, we talked about that in our last time we were together, But
Yeah.
yeah, we got to schedule the fun, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Ron and I are talking about that, country boy. We're like, hey, we haven't really scheduled any fun things in a while. It's time,
Yeah.
like schedule to go away, schedule to do something. So yeah,
It's very, very
and
true.
it's on me. Like I need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
Well, it's
good.
on
I'm
all of
glad to
us.
hear that about him for you
Yes.
because you even said that. You know, we were
I
talking
did. I
about
did
that.
talk about. So I'm
You're
like, I don't
like,
know if it's like
he's got all these
how
things.
he.
We have all this stuff, and we're not using this stuff to have fun. He heard you, girl. He
He
heard
did.
you.
He either heard me or something came to him, but it's just,
I love it. That's good.
so yeah. Hmm.
That's awesome. Very good. Well, what other updates? Do we have anything that we want to talk about update wise before we talk about gym etiquette? This is gonna be a fun topic. What's new with you? How's your training going? Getting back to the gym. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm going, and I'm going.
You're going. You're getting
I'm
used to
just
going.
I'm just going. That's really all I can say right now. I still haven't found a good groove, or just very sluggish. I feel, and it's I'm going, and that's really it
That's
right
what's
now.
up.
So, what about you? How's the knee?
Oh, the knee. Like whenever it starts feeling better, I don't want to get excited because then
Yeah.
it doesn't. So, I did a little interval thing day before yesterday on the beach. I did 1 minute baby jog, 2 minute walks, and I did that for about an hour.
Hmm.
And my knee was not happy with me yesterday. I was a little angry. Not as badly as it would have been had I done continuous, jogging or something. But I think next time I do it, I will do half as many of that. So I'll
Hmm.
have to break it back a little bit. But you know how that goes because sometimes you just kind of have to push the envelope a little because you don't know. It wasn't
Right.
hurting me at the time, like during that.
Hmm.
But yeah, so now I know next time. So I think it's doing better. I really do. I think it's
Good.
doing better. I need to ice it. I did a 22-mile bike ride this morning and it wasn't bothering me as much as it was last time I did my bike ride. So feels like it, but I don't want to get excited
Yeah.
unless it starts to really like until I can actually do full flexion without any pain at all and full
Right.
flexion and stand back up
Yeah.
when I can do that, I'll be like, wow, I'm healed.
Hmm.
But it's tough because my last show, I was very mindful of that knee and I didn't do all my normal running around and jumping up and down. I did jump up and down, but I was putting the brunt of everything on one leg, my right leg.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
pretend. Nobody could tell I was putting all the weight on my
Being my Yeah, I can't always see those things, but
so, but that did
yeah.
help. Yeah. So I'm being very, and here's what's interesting a good message for us as we're aging. We can't stop the aging process. I mean,
Right.
healing alone is going to be slower as we're aging. We can slow the aging process by taking care of ourselves with our nutrition and activity. But the truth is, like, we can't stop. We're still aging. The body is still
Hmm.
aging. Biologically, nothing's stopping it. So it was just a really interesting point because I was with my physical therapist the other day and I still had this ridiculous bruise on my thigh from the dog,
Hmm.
like over a week earlier. I was like, look at that bruise is still there. I'm like, dang, it's taking a long time to heal. And I'm like, that has to do with age, I'm sure. Right. And
Hmm.
he was like, well, think about that in relation to your knee. And I was like, oh, good
Yeah.
point. Good
Hmm.
point. It's going to take longer to heal. So,
Yep.
yeah. But I have been doing those peptide injections daily, which that along with and I'll just go ahead and put a plug in here. I'm excited about a new partnership that RTF has now with Merrick Health. Merrick Health is the online provider that I went to get my full blood work, all the entire, whole comprehensive panel of hormone, metabolic blood work done, and
Hmm.
I am doing HRT and I'm noticing a difference. It's been at least a month now. I am noticing a
Hmm.
difference. I haven't had my follow up yet or my follow up blood work, so we'll see what happens with that. But because
Yeah.
I've had such a fantastic experience so far, and they're so caring and they're very they're very attentive. If I need something, it's easy to get in touch with them. And so I'm so excited because I wanted to do like an affiliate where I could help people get a discount or whatever, but instead they wanted to do full partnership with RTF, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to be able to offer this also outside of RTF, but right now we've offered it to our members,
Mm-hmm.
a special offer to RTF members only. But we'll get there. But I'm just so happy and excited because, especially as a nurse, I just know how impactful it is to really know your blood work and what's really happening on the inside.
Right.
And as we're aging, we're going through this phase of life, perimenopause, menopause, whatever. We can't deny that things are changing, but we can take our power back when we understand what's happening with our blood work. So I'm excited about that, and I am feeling
Yeah.
great. I'm feeling so much better, sleeping better. Um, yeah. So there. Just I just had to say that because that is an update, and it's an update for all of us in Rock That Fitness. Yeah, in the life of Rock That Fitness. So looking forward to what's to come. Slow and steady, dude.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, should we get into our gym
Yeah.
etiquette?
Yeah, we were going to talk about this a few weeks ago, and then we ran
Mm-hmm.
out of time because it actually is a whole episode. So, um, we are, and you know what? I'm excited about, Abby, seeing more and more women in the gym, going to a gym. I mean, nothing wrong with having your own, outfitted gym at home. Which, if you can do that, that's awesome. But I'm seeing more and more women at the gym. Like it has continued to grow. It's not just a place for men. Like I'm seeing it's great. I don't know about where you go, but it's becoming just so common. It's like 50-50. It looks like at my gym now.
Yep. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much same here. And um, you know, it's not that you can't get results at home, and I don't want to, discourage
Mhm.
anybody that works out at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
But if that is going to be your place, like you need to be fully set up, and you need to have everything that you need available to really, really progress, and that's hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
It is.
I just think there's such a benefit to going to the gym. Not that goes way beyond just the access to the different equipment and weights, but I think the environment is key. Getting out of your living room is, and I just think people in general just do better when they go
Mhm.
to a gym and progress faster and improve on other aspects when they go to the gym. That's just kind of seeing that for many years of coaching,
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
and we've had a lot of members lately who
Yep.
have decided to ditch the dumbbells in their basement and
Yeah.
get to the gym, and it's just the empowerment that they feel,
Yeah.
and that they're
I
really,
know. It's been so
it's
fun. Like
awesome.
I love that. We've been seeing the Rockstars and RTF posting their videos. They're going to the gym or just posting.
Yeah.
I finally joined a gym and it wasn't it wasn't so scary. I did my first day. I'm loving that so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
so incredible.
Yeah. Even beyond, like you said, beyond the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
there is that being in that environment where you're surrounded with all the people doing the same thing, improving their bodies, getting stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a great motivating, environment and surrounding to be in. So, but we want to talk about this topic about gym etiquette because I know a lot of our rock stars listen, and y'all, we want you to be on really good rock star behavior when you're in the gym. So, some of these things you may not know, and even beginners listening, or if you're thinking about going to a gym and you're afraid you might do something that's, looked down upon, this is the goal. We want you to know kind of the expectations and things that are appropriate or not so appropriate when you're in the gym and you're using equipment and you're there, so you can feel confident going in the gym and know what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, and we've got a list of things we're going to go over. So we're going to just start out. I wrote things down. Abby, do you have a list, or do you want me to just go down the list here that I have here on my paper?
Yeah, I mean, either way we can go back and forth.
All right. All right. We'll go back and forth. That sounds good. You go first.
Oh, okay. um like I said, we know that there's maybe a lot of listeners that are just brand new to a gym, or even some of the rock stars that are just getting in there. So this is really just, this isn't about us like, oh, my pet peeve at the gym. Like
Yeah.
we're not down, we're not faulting anybody. We just want you to, we want you to go in there and be the person that follows the rules and really makes it a good experience. And so the first one that I'm going to mention as far as gym etiquette goes is making sure that you wipe down your equipment when you're done with it, when you're finished. This is obviously has really been massively important since
Yeah.
2020, but
Since the pandemic,
just,
right?
yes, since the pandemic, but just, you know, to prevent the spread of germs. And we're sweating all over, you know, some of
Yeah.
us sweat more than others. And it's just really just common courtesy to
Yeah.
make sure before you, you know, go to your next exercise or you get off a machine or whatever you're using, you know, wipe it off.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're wiping
Yeah.
it off,
Yeah.
or
I
wipe it, you know, if you're not sure if somebody before you wiped it off, like you can, you know, wipe it off before you use it and then wipe it again, like however,
mhm.
whatever works best for you. But just make sure, especially when you're leaving a piece of equipment or putting dumbbells away, that you're wiping them down.
Yeah, a lot of gyms now also just have that stuff everywhere in the
Mm-hmm.
gym. Like, and my gym has like paper towels and the spray bottle that you can just spray
Yep.
things down. And I'm guilty of like if I'm waiting for somebody to get off of a piece of equipment, I'm just gonna be true transparency here. I'll be like, I'm waiting. I'm next in line for you. And when they're done, I want them to go. Don't wipe it down. I got it. Just go.
Yes. Yeah. Good. No, good point.
I
And
don't
I'll
want to wait for
even,
them to wipe it down.
if, and I've had that actually happen a few times, even this week, is I get up and somebody's ready for that machine. And I, also a good etiquette thing is, do you want me to wipe it down for
Yeah,
you? And they,
exactly.
you know, so ask.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, some, like, I'm the same with Anna. I'm just like, I'll wipe it. It'll be fine. I'll wipe it down. Like, you
Don't
know,
worry. I'm like,
don't.
I take a shower, I wash my hands. I know
Yeah.
this is a dirty place. I will wipe it down afterwards. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Wipe things down.
first
Okay.
one.
Next one. Putting away. Putting away equipment. This is huge. How many times you get to a piece of
Yes.
equipment and it's going to take you, 10 minutes to get that thing ready because somebody decided to put 1,000,000,000 pounds on a leg press, plates, and they left.
Yeah. Yep.
You know that one.
Oh man. Yep.
Um,
I said it wasn't going to be a pet peeve talk, but
kind
and
of. It's
sometimes we do
rude.
forget, but it is like, I do work out in a gym where that is a big issue there. So not just putting things back, but put them back where you found them.
Yeah.
Like, or put them, actually, let's go beyond
Or
that.
yeah,
Put
where they
them back where they
belong.
should be. Like,
Where they're
not where
supposed
you
to
found
live.
it. Put it where it should be. It's just, it just mind boggling. I know that sometimes our brains are working on overdrive, and sometimes we're just not thinking. And I've, you know, it's like, maybe you did forget, like, to
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
but I have a hard time thinking that somebody who puts 4 plates on a machine forgot to take them off. Like, you
I
know,
know.
it's common courtesy, especially for women that maybe
Yeah.
are just getting into the gym, and
Yeah.
maybe you're not, as you know, maybe you can't lift those kind of weights yet to
Yes.
take those plates off.
Right.
And so,
Well,
and just
and
putting things away in general is just
yeah, and
common
speaking of plates, I
respect.
mean, yeah, and some women, I'm not going to name any names, but one of them is like right here with me, can lift a ton of weight. And so for the respect of the next woman coming, just because she's a woman, you know,
Hmm.
Abby, when I do my squats or my deadlifts, like I'm putting those plates away because the next lady that's coming along, she may not be as strong. And
Correct.
it's just proper
Yeah.
to care. And also like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, just clean
You
your
know,
room. I mean, it's
put
there's
those things away.
just put things away where they should
Yeah.
be.
And everything.
Just
Like don't leave a
yeah,
stability ball rolling around, on the
right.
floor or steps that you
Mm-hmm.
used wherever it belongs, where it needs to
Or
go. Put that
bands or
back.
foam roller, like anything.
Any
Just
piece of equipment, just
just
put
put
it
it
back where it
back.
belongs. Yeah.
And I
That's okay.
promise it doesn't take very
It
long to
doesn't.
do.
Like make it your part of your workout. And
Yeah.
and that's something too, because sometimes women are like, oh, that's just extra work and that's not a lot of weight to put away. But no, take the extra few minutes and do it. It's like putting away your grocery cart. And I kind of feel
Correct.
like, how you do anything is how you do
Oh,
everything. And that's
yes.
the truth. It's really a way of thinking. And you're a rock star. So we're going to put things away where they belong. Anything, small things, minor things, even like cable pieces, accessory
Yeah.
equipment,
Yep.
and
Accessories. Yep.
whatever pads. What are those things called when you lay down on mat?
That yeah.
A mat.
The like the yoga mats or
Yoga mats
whatever.
or whatever. Yeah. All right. We don't need to drag on about that, but yeah, put away your equipment. Next one. This
Oh,
is a big
am
one.
I ready?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what do you
Go
have? What
for
do you
it.
have next?
I have to pay attention to how much time you're
Time.
spending
That
at a
was
piece of equipment.
yeah. I had being mindful of the amount of time you're at a piece of a machine or using a squat rack, and there's not that many available, and just being consciously aware of how long you're spending on
Yeah.
there, and realize that you're not the only person there
Yeah.
to work out, and being mindful of other people around you
Yeah.
that want
Especially
to
that.
come
Like,
on.
if that piece of equipment is the only one like that, that's
Yes.
especially important that you are, because some people aren't going to stand there like I will, waiting for my turn. Some people are
Mm-hmm.
watching you from a distance, waiting to see when you're going to be finished. So if you're sitting there on your
Mm-hmm.
phone, like scrolling social media between your sets, yeah, not a good idea.
No. And if you're, it also is etiquette to ask somebody that's on a machine, can I work in with you? If you want to go back and forth, and that's something that you want to do that way. And they'll either tell you how many sets or how much time they have left, or let you work in. But yeah, especially if that's the only machine, like
Yeah.
do your sets and let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Take your rest. That's fine. Do your sets to take your rest, and then let's go.
Yeah. We have machines that are like the only one. I know one in particular is the leg extension machine. We
Mm-hmm.
only have one at our gym. I don't know why. I think they need more than just one of that.
Yes. Yes.
Same thing with the leg curl machine. There's only one of each of those. And I'm like, why? That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, whenever it was the old gym, we had one squat machine. Oh, not machine, one squat rack.
Rack. Yeah,
That
that's
is a
tough.
big deal to not take up a long time there, because yeah, it's a main strength move. People are waiting for that one. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
be mindful of the time you're on it. Like just knock out your sets, get it done, and don't be hanging around on that piece of equipment and taking it up for a long period of time. And anything
Right.
else to be said about that? I don't think so.
No. Mm-mm.
Um, but speaking of that, since I am talking about the squat rack, I think this is, let me bring this one up. When there's just one squat rack, you know, um, but there's other places that you could use a barbell and plates. Um, this is a big one. This is a big mistake that a lot of people make. It's the only squat rack, and they're using it for deadlifts.
Mm.
When there's other plates and other barbells that you could use, even though I know there's that setup, right, where you
Mm-hmm.
can do all kinds of things on this thing. You can do squats on it, you can do deadlifts, you can do rows, you can do pull-ups. But if that's the only machine, setup of equipment like that, then let's think outside of the box. Can you do your pull-ups somewhere else if it's the only
If it's
equipment like
yes.
that? Can you do your deadlifts somewhere else if it's the only equipment like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? Because the squat rack, like that needs to be dedicated for squats. And
Mm-hmm.
unless, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, if there's platforms and there's several and there's, like, okay, maybe we can get it, but if there's not that many like squats, you can't really do anywhere else but a
Yeah.
squat rack. Like
Yeah.
that's your only option. So just be mindful of that. If I am going to say a pet peeve again. I'm sorry, I didn't want to make it like this, but the one that gets me is like curling. Bicep
Oh, doing
curling
a
in a squat
curling
rack.
in a squat rack.
Yes.
That's completely off.
That's like
It's not
not
even a
even
pet peeve. It's unacceptable. You can do that
there's
anywhere.
no reason for
You
it.
can use
There's
an easy
no
bar.
reason.
You can go do another setup somewhere
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't do this. Don't be doing curls at the squat rack.
Yeah.
And
Just
also,
do squats in the squat
yeah,
rack if
don't do overhead presses there either, unless there is no place to do overhead presses. That makes sense too. I mean,
mm-hmm.
that makes sense
Mm-hmm.
too. So,
It
but
does.
yeah, the
Well,
whole
and
idea,
I like that starting position for an
mm-hmm,
overhead press. So
right.
I think we're talking about if there's limited squat racks, I
Yeah.
won't do that kind of stuff in a
Yeah.
squat rack. For
Yeah.
sure
Cause
not.
somebody wants to use it for squats.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. But no, that is a big one. I see this used a lot for deadlifting. And I'm going, well, there's like, 5 bench press machines here or equipment here. Take the bar down, get some plates, and
Mm-hmm.
make yourself a setup somewhere. You don't need to take up the squat rack.
Right. Yep.
And they'll be like, well, I've heard this excuse. Well, but I prefer the bumper plates. And, they want to use something. They want the bumper plates because they want to deadlift less weight, but they want the height.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Does
they
that
can
make
take
sense?
the, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they can
well,
make
I
the
can take
height
the
with some
bumper
plates.
plates.
Yeah.
Well, I can take the bumper plates out of the squat rack. Like I
Yeah,
feel
you
like I
could. There's
think
plenty, right? That's
I
true.
do that. I do
Exactly.
that all the time.
Yes, they can do
I've done it all
that.
the time. So
Yeah,
that's
that's no
yeah, not
excuse.
a not such a valid excuse there. That yeah, and I guess that can. I don't know if there's much else to say about that, but I guess it can
Yeah.
flow into the next thing, which is um, just be mindful of crowding a space, like mirrors, like
Hmm.
in front of, like if you're standing right in front of the dumbbells to do something and nobody can get to the dumbbells in front of you, type of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
grab your weight and just move back, move out of the way so that there's room for other people to get in there. um,
Yeah. Yeah, I
I've
see that.
ran
I've
into
seen that
that
so many
several
times. Yes. And
experiences
I
with
think
that.
that, yeah, like a beginner may do
May
that.
not know that. Yeah.
They might not know
Mm-hmm.
that. You don't want to stand in front of the dumbbells and do your workout there or whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, just get them and move out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And the mirrors are there too. So, if you're standing there, somebody could be watching their form in the mirror and then all of a sudden you step up to the rack and block their view. So we want to pay attention. Mirrors are there for a reason.
Correct.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just to be vain.
No, it's to
They're
see
actually
what
there
you're
for you
doing.
to see your form.
Yes, yes. Or if you see somebody working doing like a chest press with dumbbells or sitting on a bench doing an overhead press, like don't stand right next to somebody. Give them a little space. Don't be standing a few inches away by their elbows while they're trying to press. Like just
Yeah,
be mindful of
that's it.
the other people and what kind of space that they need. I mean, you deserve to be there just like they do, but also you deserve the space that you need when you do your exercises too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The other one, going back to hogging equipment. I've seen this and it seems very, you can do two ways. I've seen people hogging like several sets of dumbbells around a bench, like several, especially when there's like limited number of dumbbells. Like if there's only
Mm-hmm.
one set or two sets of 20s, somebody might be using that set of 20s somewhere else. And then this person's got 20s, 10s, 30s all
Yeah.
around the bench. You're like, what do you, that's
And there's
so
one set of 20s and they
yeah,
have them, but they're not using
they're
them.
not
They're
using
just
them.
stacking
Yeah.
them up.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're just maybe created some kind of a circuit or they're doing a superset and that's
Mm-hmm.
tough. That's tough,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It is. I
How do you fix
mean,
that? You're doing a superset. I think it's one of those things where you just got to be mindful and do your workout. Do that superset quick. Get that superset done and
Yeah.
get it done. Or
Mm-hmm.
if you just be mindful, somebody might be waiting for those and see where they are. They might want to work in for those dumbbells.
Correct. Be like,
So
I'm going to do this real quick if you want to borrow these. I mean, just, I think, isn't communication key with everything
big.
in life?
I think so. I think it really is. Like if you see somebody looking over at the rack and they're in that area of 15s or 20s and you've got them, you might just
Right.
say something. Hey, I've got these. If you want to work in, I'm doing a superset. It's just
Mm-hmm.
we're all there for the same reason, and
Yep.
yeah,
Well, most people are like, sometimes we get these thoughts in our head about, oh my God, this person, but it's like, people are generally like, just say what you want to like you want to say, or ask politely for
yeah,
something. Or if you see somebody kind of hanging around your machine, be like, oh, hey, do you want this? I have one more set. Like, just
yeah,
tell them what's going
right,
on, or
yeah.
or you ask the person what's going on. Like, most people aren't gonna, like, they're people are friendly. Well, I know I am. Like, I'm not, like,
You're so
I'm
nice.
I'm just so nice at the
You're
gym.
so nice.
And I'm also not afraid to ask somebody, are you, how many more sets do you have? Or,
Right.
hey,
I'm
can I
not
work
either.
in? Or,
Hmm.
and most of the time people are more than happy. Like, you get your few instances, of course, that you're like, okay, well, I guess. But honestly, I have had way more, 95% of the experiences that I've had with people in the gym has been positive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes people just aren't aware
Yeah.
of what they're doing,
No,
or
they don't.
whatnot.
They
So
don't even mean it. They don't.
no, and
You
they don't
know.
they don't mean it in a bad way, or
Yeah. Like if somebody's hogging a bunch of dumbbells and I need it, I need the ones they're not using. I will actually say, are you still using those? Because they might not. They
mm-hmm.
might be completely finished and they just haven't put them away yet. So
Correct.
it's nothing wrong with that.
Yes,
You know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm next
So
in line. I'm like, no rush, but I'm going to be after you on this machine. And they're like, yeah. And sometimes they start feeling rushed. I'm like, no rush, but
yeah,
they'll hurry up. They will stay focused. They won't be on their phone. They know somebody's waiting.
right. Exactly. Yep.
All right. So anything else about that? What
Not that
about,
one in
because
particular.
we've had clients that ask, well, what if you're at the gym and you need to do a superset and things are like that's over here and that's over there. What do you do? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think this is a good moment just to talk about that. Like, create yourself the superset in that
Mm-hmm.
position. If you're using cables and you also need to use some dumbbells at the same time, like just go get your dumbbells and
Mm-hmm.
take them over to the cables.
Well, if you're an RTF member, I always try to program it to make it easy for you. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not supersetting machines or anything like that, because that gets, so usually, yeah, I mean, usually if you have a superset, um, try to make it two dumbbell exercises, maybe, or a machine and a dumbbell exercise. Or, if you
yeah,
have to, and something, you just, like, everything is taken or whatever, just do straight sets for that day. Just do
yeah,
your sets on the one thing, and then go right to the next thing, and just finish out your sets if you have
yeah.
to do that.
No, that's such a good
Mm-hmm.
point because I know that, and that will eliminate frustration because it's not
Mm-hmm.
every day, it's not all the time. But if somebody is using something and you know, you need to get on with your workout, then just figure it out. Like, just get creative or do something else on a different machine or get some
Right.
dumbbells and do that. You work out those muscles. It's not always going to be perfect. That's just
Yep.
the nature of it.
Or, I mean, this
Um,
is a different topic. If it's extra, if a machine is being taken, and you're going down the list of your program, and just for that day, skip it. I know if you're an RTF, it does matter to do your exercises
yeah,
in order, but life isn't always perfect, so you have to sometimes adjust, go to the next, and go back to the other one. So if it's a
yeah,
busy day in the gym.
right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What
So,
else? I have on
well,
here noisy, being exaggerated. And I cannot imagine any rock stars being
yeah,
like
I mean,
exaggerated noise. It's usually a man. It's usually a
It
man like
usually is. I
going,
hate to pinpoint the men, but I
yeah.
feel like I
We're
feel
not
like you
trying
can
to,
mainly
yeah.
control that. I mean, I've lifted an obscene amount of weight at certain points, and I've never had to yell or grunt about it. So,
No, but I am mindful of my noises, even though I've got my earbuds in. I'm thinking, what does this
yeah,
sound like? I sound like,
right,
I don't want you to be thinking things
right, yeah,
about what I might sound like somewhere else.
yep, yep. I don't think many of our listeners and rock stars have to worry about them being the ones that are doing that. So,
Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know. That's pretty much it. I
yeah,
think those are the main
hmm,
mistakes that beginners
yeah,
or people who haven't been to the gym
hmm,
typically make. Oh, I just thought of another one. This goes for everybody. Please, please be clean. Like wear deodorant and
oh
take
yes,
showers. Come to the gym clean. Don't come stinky. Anybody,
good point.
please. Hygiene,
Have
hygiene,
some
hygiene.
good hygiene. Yeah, have some good hygiene. That's very important.
That is awful. Oh, there's nothing like being next to somebody at the gym that just hasn't taken care of their hygiene.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, girl. We did
Yeah,
it.
we
Anything
did it.
else?
Well, just one last quick little thing because I know that we have to, get going on with our days. But um, do don't no unsolicited advice.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's right. That is on the
I know
list.
that sometimes, and especially you will see people, maybe they're doing a move that is that's not how they should be doing
Yeah.
it, or and I understand, and it's because you care. And I trust me, as a coach and a trainer, when I see
Yeah.
people in the gym and I'm like, oh man, they're going to hurt themselves, and I think that in my mind, it's still not my place to go talk to them. It's still not my place to go correct them, because they if someone asks for my help, I will gladly give it. But just it's hard sometimes, but just let people, don't go up to somebody without them. You never know what you're going to get with that. And I think
Yeah.
if people want the help, they would ask. Or it's sometimes that's hard to do, but just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's unsolicited advice. Just go in there, do your thing, try to focus on you. And yeah.
Well, I will say that I do not do unsolicited advice, but like you said, if
Me
I
either.
see somebody legit looks like they're going to hurt themselves or somebody else, I won't go give them advice, but I will ask if they would like some
Some
help
help. Yeah.
with their form, but not because I feel like I need to give them advice. Because
Right,
I got
right.
enough to do, people.
Hmm.
I don't have time for that. But
It's always
yeah,
fine to go up and ask somebody, like, if you really
yeah,
are I guess, worried about
yeah.
somebody,
That's the only
like,
time I would do that if I was
yes. And
worried about
I
it.
would always say, do you mind if I help you for a second? And if they say no, I'm good, then
Yeah,
okay, okay, thanks.
yep.
Like,
You
so
did your job.
that's always fine. Yes, yes, you did your
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
But
Great. Awesome.
cool.
Good stuff. What do we have coming up? We're in the middle. We're not in the middle. We just kicked off the RTF 6 week challenge this week. And I'm excited about these ladies that are on board
Hmm.
this summer doing their summer challenge. This is the first time we've done it in the summer. And man, we got a great group of ladies already kicking it off, doing the thing.
Yeah,
It's great. It's
I
exciting.
mean, it's hard to get something started in the summer. So
It
props to all
is.
those ladies that jumped on board and decided that they weren't going to let that be,
Yep.
stop them.
Right.
Some summer can sometimes be that, well, I'll start when summer's over, and then it's like, nope. Like, these women
Yeah.
were ready to get going now. So yeah, very
Yeah,
exciting.
excited. And so for anybody who feels like they missed out on signing up for this 6 week challenge, um, be on the lookout because we are going to
Mm-hmm.
have another something coming up for the fall. We're trying to figure out what that's going to be, what that's going to look like, but it is definitely going to be amazing as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Rock That
Oh yeah.
Fitness, focusing on nutrition for fat loss or nutrition in general for your performance and training, strength training in a structured way, the Rockstar way.
Yep.
And of course, all the mindful mindset stuff to go along with that, all along the way. So if that's something that you feel like you missed out on this round, we're going to have in the show notes. Just there's going to be a link to get yourself on the wait list for whatever the next Rockstar thing that's coming is. I don't know what it is. I'll talk to Chrissy about it. But the link's going to be in the show notes to get yourself on the wait list so that you do not miss out on the next opportunity to work with us, with Coach Abby and myself.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got, Abby.
Awesome.
We're ready to get on with our day.
Ready to go.
Fun. Have fun with your gym etiquette, and don't feel like you have to tell everybody about it. Like, just mind yourself.
Go in there, do your thing.
Get it done.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Thanks, Abby, for a great topic and hanging out and jamming on this. Everybody, we love you. Stay strong and rock on.